Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Super Car Guy channel. Today we're taking a look at some of the hidden features, tips and tricks, and just things you may not have known about this 2017 Chevy Volt. Let's get straight into it. This first one is pretty commonly known among Volt drivers. However, for somebody that's renting a car or just bought one, you should know that there is an umbrella storage right in your door pocket. And it's exactly the same thing on the other side. Now, I think everybody knows that you can remote start your car by just holding this button, but did you also know that you can wind down all of the windows by holding the unlock button? Let's give that a try. I'm not gonna go too far. Well, I went a little far, but it may not be useful in 15-degree weather like it is today, but on a hot summer day, if you're in Florida or California or something like that, it's definitely nice to vent out the car before you get into it. So we got into the car and our windows are down, right? I don't want to start driving yet, so I don't want to be pressing the brake button and turning the car on. But how do I close them? When I try to close, nothing happens, right? So if you press the power button, hold it for about 5 seconds or so. See, now it's telling you, hey, press the brake to start the car. I don't want to start the car. So if you keep holding, it'll go into accessory mode, which is kind of nice. Now I can close the glass and everything else. I can operate my stereo and have heated seats. Maybe not heated seats, but everything else. Do you know that all of this does run off of your 12-volt battery? So don't overdo it. But hey, it's a very nice feature too when you just want to sit in the car, listen to music or something like that without having to start it. If you have your phone connected to your car, you can go directly to Apple CarPlay without having to fumble through the menu system. Of course, everybody knows that if you press the home button once, it's going to take you straight to the main menu, right? And you can press Apple CarPlay, not a big deal. But what if you want to go there directly? What you can do is just press and hold the home button for like 3 seconds. And there you go. You go straight into your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. If you're someone that likes to have their air conditioning or heating cranked up, it gets kind of loud in the car, so this car has a feature for you. Whenever you receive a phone call, it will actually turn down the ventilation all the way down to low so the person can hear you on the other end, and you can hear them much better. Pretty cool if you ask me. I think everybody knows that you can press the power button to mute your music, but did you also know that you can press the hang up button on your steering wheel to do exactly the same thing? Look at that. A little quick tip that's not really a hidden feature, but I thought I'd mention it, is if you have something on the screen like you're changing volume and you don't want to wait for it to go away, let's say it's in the way of your map or something like that, you don't have to wait those 5 seconds, you can simply just tap on it. And this works for every pop-up that shows up. This infotainment system has a lot of features, but did you also know that it has a hidden menu? If you press the home button, power, and back, all three of them at the same time, it's a bit awkward, but it works. It'll take you to these development screens where you can actually go into, let's say, the tuner, and there's a lot of stuff you can kind of test, I guess. Dev screen content, tuner information, sound information, HD split mode, a lot of different things in here. I don't want to be messing with this because it's not my car, but you can definitely check it out and see what else you can find in here. There's a lot of interesting info in here. Look at that. And to turn it off, you just hold the power button for a few seconds. It'll turn off and then you put it back on. Have you ever wondered what would happen if the battery in your key fob died? How do you start the car? Well, if you open your center console and then remove this little rubber thing in here, just pull it up. You take your key, put it in there, and now you can start your car. Another quick tip that's becoming more and more popular on newer vehicles is that you don't have to necessarily turn on your blinker all the way. You can simply tap it and it will blink 3 or 4 times, enough for you to change the lane. As boring as sun visors are, there are a couple interesting things about this one. First, you have a little thing in here so you can put your parking tickets when you need to validate or something like that right in here so you don't forget. But also, if you open it up, so you put it on this side, oh no, there's a gap. Now the light's getting or the sun's getting into your eyes. No problem. Everybody knows that you have basically a brake pedal on your steering wheel on the left side, but did you also know that you have volume control on the back of your steering wheel so you can go volume up, volume down without having to take your hands off the wheel? Don't like all of this junk on your screen distracting you while you're driving, all of this information popping up. So distracting, right? Well, you can simply press the clock in the corner and your clock becomes full screen. No more distractions. Most people would expect a spare tire in the back of their car. Unfortunately, this car does not have one, like a lot of modern cars, which is not very unusual. But what it does have is pretty cool, actually. It has some goo that you can squirt into your tire and kind of fill up the holes if you have a smaller leak, and a compressor to actually pump up your tire. This way you can get out of an emergency. I wouldn't recommend using it unless you absolutely necessarily have to, because this does kind of ruin your tires. But in a pinch, this is very nice and useful to have. Your 12-volt batteries in here as well. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you learned something new or at least interesting about this Chevy Volt. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.